Speaking of you, can you imagine getting to play? You mentioned NIL and all that during this time of college athletics that has just become it's done a 180, and it is a completely almost a different sport now, where it is everything is to the highest bidder. Your team is going to be different every year to a degree. Now, and that was always the case with recruiting, but now it's more so because there's going to be a couple of guys that graduate, but there's going to be a couple of guys that guarantee now that are going to transfer. So you're going to have different faces. How difficult, or would you think that have been when you were playing to have that much change that frequently?
Well, I mean, it's normal to them today. It's something that's normal to them. To us, being old school, it was just something that we never really thought about. We always thought about finishing whatever we started at that time. So no matter what the circumstances was, plus they made the ability to transfer a lot more difficult, and they made you really think about it, being that you had to sit out 1 or 2 years. So it's just something that. I think it's what's happened is, something that people have always wanted. And it's always that old affirmation, be careful what you wish for, because, we got it at the end of the day. And, it's free agency. It's professional. And people don't want to admit it, but these kids are professionals now. They're about their business. It's not about going to college. It's not about getting a degree. It's about going to the highest bidder, getting all the money you can get. And what does that sound like? It sounds like being a professional. So this is what people wanted, and to a degree, I've always wanted college athletes to be taken care of and to have the things that they need, and not exactly what they want, but what they need: a roof over their head, food, ability to get around, and stuff like being able to go see your family when there's a funeral. Not being able to go to see your family when there's a funeral is just extremely harsh. But those little things are great. But to be riding around in a BMW and living in probably a 8-bedroom home, living in college, man, and I just don't know how long that's going to be able to go before it implodes. So I'm with you. I'm sitting here on the bench and I'm watching this game, but I don't like to think back how much money I would have made and all that stuff. I really, I would have enjoyed it. Transferring, we went through a lot of turmoil during my time. I probably would have thought about transferring, to be honest with you, if we had what happened today, because we had a lot of good stuff going on during my 4 years. People transferring, leaving, all kinds of stuff going on. So you never know, but it's a great opportunity, for somebody to step in and really get control of the NCAA.
Well, and that's an amazing thing to hear, because it has become so easy, the transfer. You don't have to talk to the coaches. You don't talk to anybody. You just go do your deal now. Yeah. And man, I mean, how many teammates of yours do you think could have possibly transferred just because of that, when it's that easy to do? I mean, that's
that easy. Yeah, we probably. I mean, I probably would say,
especially if you've got teams coming after you like Kansas or teams like that, which would have been coming after you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, half our team would have been in the portal every year for sure. I mean, just if you're linking everything to the way it is today, and the thought processes that the kids have today versus what we were going in conjunction with what we were going through, half our team would have been in the portal. So. It's just what it was. But, we weren't thinking like that back then. We were really trying to win for Indiana University, fix what was broken, and putting our best foot forward for the university and Coach Knight.
And since those days are basically gone, careers like yours that are, I mean, you're one of the all-time greats. You've got marks that are never, ever going to be touched now. Well, they were going to be hard to be gotten to begin with, but now it's almost a certainty. Ain't nobody touching these records, man. Which is a good thing in a way, but not, because you want to see that competition chasing the greats. And if they're not, I mean, Trace Jackson Davis was probably the last basketball player at Indiana that will put up a substantial number in any category.
Yeah, I mean, you started with the one and done, and then now you throw the portal in there, you throw the NIL collectives in there, and there's no way there's going to be a kid who stays anywhere for 4 years, scores 2,000 points, gets 1,000 rebounds or whatever. It's just not going to happen anymore. And that's the residual effect from what the people wanted. They don't realize what they're going to be sacrificing, the historical nature of college basketball, and robbing the fans and the supporters of that opportunity to get to see a Calvert Chaney for 4 years or an Allen Henderson for 4 years. So or AJ Guyton. So you won't see that anymore.
And that's truly sad, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
It really, really is.
It is.
Oh man, I had a great question on my mind too.
Right.
Darn it. I should have written it down. Anyway, so going forward, Indiana, where they are. Oh yeah, I was going to ask. With the COVID year, you may have another year of eligibility, and Indiana could use a two guard in the worst way possible, and a nice NIL package would be there for you, AJ, if you have that COVID year of eligibility.
Man, that would have been nice, right? And you add that part to it as well, man. Just watching them and, just wishing that, we were playing a little more open, a little more free. I know I see a lot of big men being recruited and all this stuff. I said, man, we need somebody that can make shots. We need shot creators. We need shot makers in order to take that next step. We got all the bigs we can use, So if I had that eligibility, I'd definitely sign up. No doubt about that.
And then, of course, you've seen Indiana play. Now they've lost what they've lost, gained what they've gained, but they still need that wing. They still need that two,
Right.
and desperately to me to compete next year to win the Big Ten, they have to fill that wing. They have to fill that two spot. Otherwise, I think it's going to be an uphill battle for them.
Yeah, that wing, that 1, 2, 3, and stretch 4 are the most important positions. Your 5 is normally a guy that's an energy guy that can really rebound. There's not too many back to the basket guys. If you can get a 5 that can stretch that, you really, really made yourself formidable. But we haven't been able to capitalize on that. So your options are to really, really dig into the portal or to develop what you have and try to turn. That was the goal in the 90s and the early and prior to the last couple of years was really development. You brought a kid in, you looked at him, a kid like CJ Gunn, you brought him in, you recruited him, but you developed him and turned him into an all Big Ten player. So that's kind of being lost. I just wonder how those guys feel, being like, oh, we need a shooting guard. Oh, you got one right here. I'm sitting right here. Let me give me my opportunity to be in this gym. Get stronger, get better, get quicker. Let me see. That's what you lose when you dig into the portal and you dig into NIL. You lose that ability to develop an AJ Guyton or somebody who came in very under-recruited, underrated, and developed into a better basketball player by putting in the work. And you're looking for instant gratification, which is normally it's tough to find. So they're definitely going to have to find those jewels to compete.
And that's very, very telling because Indiana has been lacking in this specific area for a couple of years. Milton says, "What's up?" By the way,
what's up, Milton?
AJ? But yeah, you're so right because you think back to all these guys that you've named, including yourself. But these great players, whether it's Allen Henderson, Calvert Chaney, it doesn't matter. Brian Evans, they were all there for 4 years. They all got developed. They got developed by a coach that was a very, very demanding person, but it's because he was demanding of not perfection, but permanency. There's no such thing as perfection, but you can try to make things permanent as much as possible. And it seems like that's what the entire goal was.